Welcome everybody to Nine's Corner. I am Nine. It is so nice to meet you. And if you're returning, welcome back, my dear hearts. You have no idea how much I appreciate you. So, there is just so much going on. God bless to the family and the friends of the 10 beautiful souls that were lost recently in the Buffalo shooting. I'm not going to say his name because he does not deserve to have his name said, but an 18-year-old white male who had written a 180-page manifesto that basically said, kill all black people. This person, or racist criminal of 18 years, I mean, obviously this was a person with mental issues. I think it is a reflection of the institutional racism that exists. And I think it's being fanned by the Tucker Carlsons of the world. A lot of blame has gone on Tucker Carlson recently because he incessantly talks about this replacement theory, which I think would be perfect to replace all the government people with these replaced people. I don't know. It's so beyond the scope of comprehension what is happening. And the fact that, there's so many things that are happening at this time. You've got the gun laws, which will never be looked at any time soon, or not even, my generation, my children's generation. I don't know when. They're not going to give up their right to arms. Then you have, with the media, there's such a divide in which they choose to talk about some things, they choose not to talk about other things, and there's always this political spin put on it. Because whether or not this person was a Republican or a Democrat, this was an ill individual who was responding to the negativity, to all the mind melding theories, and you can get brought down into that rabbit hole, and if you have mental issues, that's going to drag you even further. I mean, and this guy was on the police radar, so I mean, there seems to be a lot of cases where they're on the radar but nothing gets done. Let's have a look at the replacement theory and see if it's going to become a subject in the future, especially with the radical right and, with the momentum of Trump doing his, money-making tour. What is this started? Oh. No, guys, no. Yes, this is going to become a subject that we're going to be hearing more and more about it. The fact is that you've got the radical right, and they are making friends with all the foolish fringe people, be it the Nazis or the, replacement theorists, and it's just, this is an extension of it. This is 100% an extension of it. We're going to hear more about it. Like the Greens of the world are going to take advantage of this. See, there's a result in using this theory. You get people's attention. There are a lot of people that are ill-educated or are mentally unable to be able to see things in a balanced way. I think this is definitely reflecting that they are going down a path that they have carved out for themselves, which is really, for you and I, an average thinking person, can see that this theory and all this is just crazy, and it's just an extension of the racism. But people can't. They're going to use it. There's going to be a Republican male, that's going to come out and going to tout that theory. Oh my God. 100%. They're going to rush in. They're going to use this and allocate this as part of them defending themselves. I'm sure this is probably referencing Tucker Carlson coming out and saying, this is not fair. And then the Tucker supporters, I suppose, will be like, And I don't think that Tucker Carlson is responsible for this individual. I think Tucker Carlson is responsible for misinformation that causes the rabbit hole that these people go through. I think he is part of the problem. Definitely 100%, not part of the solution. This is going to continue. This is going to be part of the conversation, unfortunately. Let's move on to the January 6th committee subpoenas. We've got a number of Republicans that have been subpoenaed, so I thought let's go through the new members of I didn't want to talk to you on my own, but now that you subpoenaed me, I'm going to act like an a-hole and say that this is a witch hunt and all that kind of stuff. So let's look at each individual person. Starting off with Kevin McCarthy, the House Minority Leader. Kevin McCarthy, the House Minority Leader. Now, he's the same guy who is a major Trump supporter, as well as he is the same person that was reported by, I think it was the New York Post or something like that, who was, really seriously talking about and thinking about asking Trump to resign. So he's an interesting character. I almost feel like he is, he's the company man when it comes out to I speak truth or lies to maintain my party line. But behind closed doors, he's not a stupid man. He knows what is going on is incorrect. He's weighing out his options. He's really, this whole Trump thing is delay. So he's not going to go willingly. Oh, Two of Wands. Do you see this? Another delay, more delays. It's their tactic. With the Two of Wands here, I feel like McCarthy has a lot of information, and it's not just on Trump, it's on Trump and company. And I honestly think that he might actually have information that he knows about that from help from a foreign country, be it Russia or Saudi Arabia or, Ooh. That's interesting. Okay, I'm just like, okay. On the one hand, I'm thinking, holy moly, is this man sick, or is he going to get a sudden sickness because this is in the future? So that's one side of it, because that was my first reaction, even though we're talking about what he'll do with the subpoena. But in my mind, the very first thing that came to me was about his health. So I see a health issue there for him. I think that this means that he is going to lie on his sword. He is not going to give the information. He knows at least 3 criminal acts that he himself would be part and parcel of. So that's why there's this, he's trying to weigh everything out because of his involvement. So, all right. So next in line, we're going to have a look at Scott Perry, who is the representative of Pennsylvania. How does he feel about his subpoena and what will be the result of it? We know they're all going to fight it, right? So, ooh, he got the devil first card out. Okay, this is a really bad dude. I honestly know nothing about him. I know of Jim Jordan. I know of McCarthy. I just took the list of names. I've got them here. And oh my God. This is the devil guy. This is the narcissistic, racist pig that you'll meet. This is the worst of the worst. Oh my God, the energy off this guy is disgusting. Nine of Pentacles. Interesting. He may actually talk a little bit. He might actually think himself smart enough to with the Nine of Pentacles here, there's something that he's happy about that he thinks is going to be successful. Because as soon as I saw this card, the first thing I saw was the bird. I think the bird has to do with something that is evil, something to do with him, whether it be like he's racist or he's Nazis or he's a white supremacist or there's, you know, he lives on the dark side. But somehow, some way, there's something that he's happy about. There's news he's waiting that he's happy about that has to do with being in line with how he feels, being in line with his negativity. He feels as though there's something that he's winning right now. Ten of Wands, there's going to be a lot of stress and pressure put on him. There's a very strong feeling here of in the future of him feeling burdened. But I feel like it's more he's burdened with the actions that he has taken on a personal level. I think there's a lot of negative things that are going to come out about him, about the way that he does things. I'm going to have to look him up because there's something successful happening for him. He's waiting on good news. But he's burdened by the things and the actions of himself. There might be something in writing. There may be something that's in writing that's going to be a major weight to him. And I feel as though it's his own actions, his own words. This one was a really hard one to read because I really wasn't expecting to get the devil first card out. And it's such an awful energy. It's a dark energy. It feels like it feels a little bit cold here. I'm not even joking. No, I don't like him. Let me know, guys, what you think. And I don't like his energy at all. And he's probably the one I know the least out of all the people that have been subpoenaed. Anyway, let's go to our, what will we call him? Let's go to, I see nothing, I did nothing, I have no idea about any college, anything. Jim Jordan, who I'm going to be straight out honest, can't stand him. Can't stand him, can't stand him. So let's see what Jim Jordan's going to do about his subpoena and how it's going to work out for him. What's happening? Two of Wands. Lord Lipton. They're going to want it. This is all delay. The whole Trump, their middle name should be delay. That's what they want to do. Delay, delay, delay. Jim Jordan is part of planning the future. He's looking at his position of where he could be in the party if he does what he needs to do to represent Trump. He was on the ground floor with Trump trying to get the election overturned. So I think that there is information about Jim. Ooh, 100%. He was directly involved with Trump, with the White House. He's involved and connected with all this. And it's so interesting because if you look here, we've got the Two of Wands planning for the future, and then we've got the White House. So here he is. He was literally hedging his bets on the fact that they would be able to overturn the election and remain in the White House. So he had direct information, direct contact, and was part of trying to turn over the actual election. Ooh. Literally, the cards are going exactly with what we're saying. He was part of the planning to turn over the election. He tried to keep the White House. Now he knows that there's a number of documents, papers, things that show of his involvement, his planning of overturning. So I think that he's not just a whistle, somebody who did a racial whistle to get people involved. I think that he had major involvement with trying to overturn the actual election, and there's going to be paperwork, document, text messages, things that are going to directly indict him or directly indicate him into that 100%. So our next person is Andy Biggs, who is the representative of Arizona. So, Andy, what are you going to do about your subpoena, and what will it result in for you? What will you do with your subpoena, and what will it result for you? Temperance. Okay, so he had a direct hand. He was part and parcel of getting the January 6th insurrection going. So we got temperance. So this is saying that Andy Biggs was involved. I think that he tried to be strategic. He wanted to, he kind of balanced things out. I think he did do his part. But he tried to tread carefully. This is what I'm trying to say. Interesting. Money. I think that there was a side of him that was trying to look moderate when in the background he was having to do directly with something to do with financing, having something to do with the money. If they follow the money, they'll find him. He had something to do with the money and the planning of January 6th. Go for the money. This guy, he has direct information. He's directly involved with the planning, but he's in the money part of it. This could also be paperwork information, okay, where are we going to tell him to go? Like he'll be, so this could be helping getting items down that they needed, that kind of a thing. So this definitely shows me that he was directly involved. He had his part to play. I really feel there's a money trail. And with the ace here, it's like he had a direct hand in the planning of it. to the point where you'll find documentation and even a money trail leading to him. So we're going to look at Mo Brooks. Mo Brooks. What you gonna do? Mo Brooks, Mo Brooks. What you gonna do? What you gonna do when they come for you? Mo Brooks, Mo Brooks. What is he going to do? I can't get that song in my head. What's he gonna do with his Sabina? What's gonna be the result of it? What's happening, my friend? Ooh, justice. Okay, so he was dealing with the top brass. I think this shows that he had some direct involvement with January 6th, but with the legalities, probably having more to do with trying to overturn like Jim Jordan rather than dealing with the January 6th itself. Yeah, he's got something to do with some kind of legalities here. And the only thing that I can think of is that he would have been part of the team trying to actually turn over the actual election. Ooh, King of Swords, 100%. He had his mouth going. This is a man who was willing and wanting, going in with his sword to turn things over. And he felt like they were in the legal position and with the legal ability. Oh my God. So he dealt with he was in on not just the January 6th. Like, he was getting everybody riled up about the January 6th. We know that. But he had direct contact with the legalities of it. He had direct knowledge, talking, information to do with the actual legal battle of overturning the election. Okay. So, Mo Brooks, you are 100%, you had the ability to talk into Trump's ear. You had direct knowledge, information, and a direct line to Trump and Trump's closest associates to do with the legality of turning over the election. 100%. So switching gears and moving on to Canada, where in Ontario, Doug Ford is the current premier, and he's looking to be reelected in the next 2 weeks. So I was asked in the comments, will he actually get reelected? So let's have a look and see, what does Tarot have to say about that? What's going to happen with his reelection? Oh my. Huh? Oh, okay. Yes. Yes, he's going to win his re-election. Yes. He has had to fight, but he's come out strongly. And I see him end up being the emperor. So I do think that, yes, he will win. He's going to have to deal with a lot of legalities and issues. Like, this is not going to come easy. But yeah, I think he will win. So there you go. So for story time, I had a completely different story that I was planning on doing. I'm going to do it in my next video about Robert Kennedy. But I had something personal happen to me today, and I wanted to do a reading about it, and I thought, okay, I'm going to share the reading with you guys. So I'm going to tell you a really quick little personal story that happened to me today, and then we'll do a reading and see what happens. So today my son was home from work and he went down and he fed the chickens. So when he came back, in my mind, I was thinking, oh, I wonder if Sadie followed him down. And when he came in, I said, did Spock follow you down? Now, Spock is my precious puppy that I had for, 12 years. He passed away last year. And, it was just so out of place for me to say his name. And then he was on my mind. Then my son went to the store, he came back, and he had bought this rock to put on Spock's gravesite because we're going to put a little flower garden there, and he wanted to put a memorial-like little rock there. So, fine, fast forward, later on in the day, my husband's home, we're after having supper, and the next thing he's like, 9, come out. And I'm like, what? And I go out, and there is the most beautiful rainbow. I'm going to put a picture in here. And, of course, I'm in my head. The last thing that Spock and I shared, I was singing Rainbow Connection to him as I held him as he died. And, of course, then I'm seeing the rainbow, and I'm thinking, oh, my God, I truly felt like Spock was saying hello to me. I truly felt like he was, it's that anniversary, and I really felt like he went out of his way to make himself known to me today. I saw the rainbow, I cried, it was beautiful, and I took a picture so I could share it with you guys. So I am going to do something I don't normally do because I don't like reading on my own personal stuff. I'd rather have somebody else do that for me. But I just wanted to ask Tarot, was that Spock's way of contacting me and saying hello and letting me know that yes, everything is okay? Let's just see. Was that Spock trying to say hello to us? I felt it. I know it was him. I felt it. Was that Spock saying hello to us today? Oh. Sorry. Well, oh my, I really wasn't expecting that. Anywho, guys, leave a comment or a question below. And as always, I have our unity candle lit for each and every one of us. Until the next time we chat, my friends, cheerio and take care.